What's up with it? It's your boy Rashad, the toy collector, and welcome to What's on Rashad's Mind. This episode, What's on Rashad's Mind, I'm just going to talk about Transformers 1, the movie. I know it came out last year, but I had time to really check it out a few times, sit, think about it. First, I want to get into a question that was asked, right? Somebody asked me, younger cat, a junior, asked me, said, Shad, what is it with you older cats and Transformers the movie from '86? Well, little guy, let me just tell you this, right? Why? Well, I'm going to tell you why I love the '86 movie so much, right? Because really, it was kind of like the first time that we really saw, some, some get down, some violence in the cartoon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we had like Looney Tunes and Popeye, stuff like that. If you don't know what it is, go ahead and Google it. But that was more so comedy violence, if that's such a thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, Elmer Fudd, Daffy Duck, boom, his mouth spin around. But this was like the first time that we saw our heroes get dumped on and like die on screen. I know we talk about a cartoon, but we've been watching Transformers. Like, I was there from the beginning. Like, we were there from the beginning when the first episode of Transformers came on, and we just like glued, you know what I'm saying? But when the movie came out and they started killing off some of our heroes, like Ironhide when Prime died, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it was some brutal stuff, like one of the favorite parts of the movie for me is when they finally made it to Autobot City and Prime is standing outside and he said, Megatron must be stopped no matter the cost. And he starts to transform and the touch came on. See, we had something back then called soundtracks, you know what I mean? And what's a soundtrack? Soundtrack is a collective of songs that go with the movie. You know what I mean? And, these songs were dope songs. And when the touch came on and Prime transformed and he's rolling through and he's running over the Decepticons, boom, boom, boom. And when them boosters hit and he pulled out his gat and just bow, 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 and just started dumping. I mean, we were just like, whoa, like Optimus Prime really went Rambo. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never seen nothing like that before. Earlier on in the movie, when the Decepticons got on the Autobot ship and they just started like putting them to rest. And it was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Ironhide got dumped on, talking about it. Oh man, it was like a brutal scene. We ain't never seen nothing like that before. I mean, this was just like so lethal that parents, you know what I mean, wrote in to Hasbro and was like, how can you show that? How can you, kill Optimus Prime and yada, 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 yada. The '86 movie to us was like, that was one of the best things. I mean, a lot of movies that came out in the '80s, from the writing, the voice actors, we had Judd Nelson and Leonard Nimoy, we had like people that were like top tier when we were coming up. It was just, everything was A1, you know what I'm saying? And they put a lot of money into doing that. But that was just like the '80s. We don't have movies like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? That just give you the same feeling as movies did in the '80s. But Transformers '86 for us, again, it was smooth. It was dope. Like from beginning to end, that movie was just, it was the stuff. So fast forwarding, to Transformers 1. I mean, for me being a long time fan, it was okay. It was an okay movie. You know, they gave a few head nods to the '86 movie and to older cats like me that really was there from the beginning of the franchise and things like that. But I mean, I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to appease an older crowd, but trying to gain a newer crowd. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, it really didn't work, but I did like it. I did think it was dope. It was okay. It wasn't like, oh man, I got to see the movie again, but it was okay. I mean, I will get it for my collection, but it was one of those things where I just felt they tried so hard to gain a new audience. But it was okay. Like if you liked it, cool. I mean, if you like, yeah, if you liked the movie, cool. But it was okay to me. Just like the comedy that was in it, it was just like, it was okay. You know, somebody had said something about the marketing of it wasn't too great, but I mean, it is what it is. A lot of people that really saw the movie was cats in my age bracket. You know what I mean? I know again they wanted to introduce it to a younger audience, but it just it just didn't pan out right. But it was okay. You know, kind of like when we got our first live action with the Michael Bays. You know, I watched it because I'm like, okay, that's cool. We're finally getting the live action. We've been talking about this since the 80s. When are they really going to do a live action? And it took way into the 2000s to do it, but it was okay. I am not a fan of the Michael Bay movies at all, because I'm such a 86 guy and I know what the characters are supposed to look like, and I get it. They didn't look like that. It wasn't until like the Bumblebee movie came around that I was like, okay, I dig that. I dig the Bumblebee movie because that was more so like giving, another head nod to the 86, you know what I mean? To like the fans from the beginning. The last live action movie they came out with when they had like the Rise of the Beast or something like that. That was cool too. I dug it. I really wasn't into Beast Wars at all. I really stopped paying attention to Transformers after Generation 2. They brought the Beast Wars. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And a lot of people like the Armada. I didn't like Armada. I mean, it wasn't for me anymore. You know what I'm saying? But Transformers 1, it was okay. I dig it. It was okay, but I'm not going to say, oh, it ain't the 86 movie, because they weren't trying to do 86. You know what I'm saying? We know we're never going to get a movie like 86 again. It's a wrap. We understand that. But I'm starting to see I'm starting to see that, it just looked like the franchise is really suffering right now. It's really, really suffering. I'm going to put this up and let y'all read it. This is talking about that they're, closing down like some operation in Asia and things like that. I mean, I have my thoughts about it. I don't really know what it's about. They could be telling us anything. I'm really not sure. But I really think that we are starting to see the end of Hasbro. I could be wrong. I know for me, like with the toys that are coming out, I'm really not interested. It's just hollow Fisher Price looking toys for me now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like even the sales are going down. The sales have tanked. The stocks have tanked. It's not looking good for Hasbro. And I'm wondering, and I said this in another video, is it getting to the point where Hasbro is really out of ideas? Is it time for Hasbro to start opening up their borders? Now, what do I mean by that? I'm fixing to tell you what I mean. Is it time for Hasbro to back away and let the third parties have it? Kind of like a can't beat them, join them type of thing. Because a lot of these third party toys are looking, I mean, they are looking really, really good. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody knows me. I'm an MP collector, third party MP collector. What if Hasbro just said, hey, MMC, do your thing. Fans Toys, do your thing. X Transbots, do your thing. DX9, do your thing. I mean, they're doing it anyway, but what if they actually had the blessing of Hasbro? Or here's a thought. Hasbro, get on board and start giving us quality stuff like these other companies. You know, I know, like let's just talk about the new Megatron I seen. Now, this new company came out, and I cannot think of it right now, but Megatron actually turns into the pistol. Hasbro, why can't we do that? Why do we have a tank? But this company made him a gun. I don't know. I understand the laws, yada 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 yada. But with that being said, is it time for Hasbro to either get out the game or join with some of these other companies? And, you know, I'm just saying, just let them do their thing. I don't know. What do you think? My honest opinion is like, you know, I don't know, Hasbro. It's just not looking good, because for me, I'm like 99.9% done with the main line. I know there's some people out there that's like, well, you know, I only collect officials. Yeah, that's cool. I've moved away from collecting officials. I don't really think they're gonna hold value. You know, I don't think they're gonna hold value like these third-party MPs. These masterpieces are gonna hold value. You know what I mean? Because you can easily get a little bit what you paid for, sometimes more. It really depends. But I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. You know, what do y'all think? But as far as Transformers 1, it was cool. It was okay, you know, but for me, nothing will ever top the 86. You know what I'm saying? Nothing will ever top the 1986 movie. You know what I'm saying? That's just where I come from. That's what I grew up with. I remember seeing it. You know, the person that asked me that wasn't even born when this came out. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying that. But what do y'all think? Are we witnessing the end of it all? I don't know. I mean, we're like 40 years with Transformers now, you know. Are we going to see 50? Who knows? But Hasbro, if y'all don't step it up, you got to step out the way. I don't know. What do y'all think? Y'all let me know. Again, Transformers, I love it. I love it. I'm going to keep collecting mainline, or, you know, officials, whatever you want to call it. It's not for me anymore. Right now, it's more so about the artwork. You know, that's where I'm at. You know, I'm buying figures. Well, really not anymore. But, you know, some of them come out pretty cool. It's kind of like the artwork. But let me know what y'all think. Do you think we're witnessing the end of Hasbro?